Oh, we're playing fun and games here. Hello and welcome to the EMTV social. We've lost Graham just at the start there. John's jumped
Like,
back.
kick me out again there, Dave.
Ah,
Graham will have the same problem as me.
that's very strange. But yeah, hold on. We'll have Graham back in a second or so. But yeah, no, we are here. EMTV social looking forward to the last Friday home league match of the season. We've still got a small chance of a cup final coming up, but we're looking forward to the Edinburgh Stellar Monarchs taking on the Glasgow Tigers Friday night at 7:30. We've got Graham back here. I don't know what's happened that one there, but yeah.
Yes, I don't know what happened there. False start, we'll call it. All three back for a restart. Another lesson in using the software we've not tested. But never mind, we're here and we're looking forward to a big match, what could be the last home match of the season. We hope it won't be. Of course, BSN Series semi-final, leg 2 still to come at Scunthorpe. You never need to get up for a derby too much, but a lot riding on it. You know, we've seen a few fan comments on the club's social media. Obviously, the Monarchs can jump up to 7th. It's not where anyone wants to be, but it's certainly better than 8th or 9th with a win. And of course, the Tigers, they still have slight playoff aspirations, but that would require a maximum of 5 points. First up, 3 points at Armadale. So, John, it's a big match. Derbies are always big. We can only hope the weather plays ball. It's been a nightmare on both sides, at Ashfield and Armadale, for derbies this season. For a season that's not been overly affected by the weather. Every time it has been, it seems to be a derby. And I'm looking forward to, and hopefully we can get a big night of Speedway.
Yeah, absolutely. And any derby match is always it's one of the first ones in the calendar you look for. I know this is rearranged, but we had the edge on them when it was called off a few weeks ago after 7 or 8 races. So we've definitely looking to go back, have the upper hand again. Obviously, no Justin and no Kai Thompson's going to make life a wee bit difficult. You guys will be able to tell us if there's guests being announced for Friday night or not. But the guys don't need to be told how to get up for it. Paco will have them fired up. Guys like Josh, you know, he's been an incredible run of form and incredible scoring again. That was it last night as well.
Night, another max.
The guy's just on fire just now, and he's an absolute joy to watch. And you said if it's going to be the last league meeting, potentially the last meeting of the season, if we can't overturn that deficit at Scunthorpe, then it could be a last chance to see Josh this year. And he's definitely just worth the entrance fee alone.
Yeah, Dave, as John said, 2 guests required, and it is the Thompson twins that step in. Joe Thompson at number 2 for Kai, and Dan Thompson, who's probably been the rider of the season in my eyes for where he's went, you know, maybe from start to the season average-wise to where he is now. They step in, and 2 capable debutantes, but you'd much rather have your, and no offence to these guys, you would always rather go in with your own 1 to 7.
Yeah, definitely, especially at home. You know, the guys. You know, Kai has had some great meetings recently at home, and Justin was on fire before his injuries. But and with the way the rules are, we couldn't use the same guys again from last week. So I think given the choices available, we do have the best available guests, and hopefully Dan again. He was another one that was flying in that meeting you were talking about on Monday night between Sheffield and Ipswich, one of the few Ipswich riders to kind of to show there, and yeah, and Joe at number 2 should be good there as well. So I mean, but as you were intimating there, you know, if our boys do our job and do it all the way through 1 to 7, then we should be fine.
Yep, that's got to be the aim, isn't it? It's a team and a track at Armadale where you always think if we just look after our own performance, the result will look after itself. And as you mentioned, John, you know, Josh, one of the form riders in the country, just now, you know, Paco, he'll probably looking for a wee step up. I mean, he was solid against Poole last week, but no heat wins in there. Lassie, I know he was annoyed. I spoke to him after. He was annoyed with his night's work. So kind of, as always, points needed from top to bottom. Connor and Max, we're looking for a little bit more from the reserve berth. As Alex Harkis says, you know, we can't keep conceding these Heat 2 5-1s, and your best case scenario, you're coming out of Heat 2 all square. We need to hit these teams hard, hit them early, and give ourselves a cushion.
Yeah, Max was chucked in at the deep end on Monday night as well. with Leicester in the Premiership. It's a big step up. It's a big step up from him there. So he started the season so well. I said this the other week, it's almost like they've kind of flipped a bit. Connor's now, he was struggling with a bit of form at the start. He's came good, scoring some points. If we could just get the two of them scoring well, get Lassie winning races, Paco winning races, Josh will take care of it. Then we've certainly got the riders there that can get a result against Glasgow, and you always want to win any derby match. So and the chance to end Glasgow's season would be enjoyable.
And yet, mentioning Glasgow there, Dave, again, another team that's relying on two guests. Leon Flint, he's over in Riga in SGP2 action, so we do wish Leon all the best in that. He is the sole British representation in that competition. And of course, Jason Garrett broke his collarbone not long after signing. It's two guests that we kind of know well. Armadale, Ben Barker, very experienced. We all know what he's capable of, albeit he had a bit of disaster the last time he was there, didn't he, with engines. And our Monarchs Academy man, Max Perry, I know he's really looking to put himself in the shop window. I've seen on social media he's been asking about training days and how to get working over the winter on track days and all that kind of stuff. So he's really keen to put a stamp on it. So yes, it's, as I said, you always pair your own 1 to 7, but on their day, I wouldn't say Barker and Perry make Glasgow any weaker.
No, definitely not, and especially, I mean, young Max Perry was actually excellent when he was last here for the academy. Coming, gating's not his forte. A bit of Josh Pickering about him that he doesn't make the gate, but at the National League level, he's capable of passing those riders. So it will be a challenge for our Max and Connor and Matic Ivacic dropping to reserve as well. I mean, that could be a bit different for Glasgow. That means James Pearson goes into number 4. Jack Smith stays in the team at number 2. So there'll be a different balance there. It'll be interesting to see how the Croatian goes at Armadale again. But we're 9 points ahead when the match was stopped last time, and that was with the points dropped by the Monarchs. Eric Riss had a bit of a nightmare early on in that meeting. So you'd like to think if we can pick up from there, then we can go on and do well on Friday night.
Do you think that Ivacic at reserve makes them weaker, guys?
It's an interesting one, isn't it? Because I think we saw the last time he can gate. He just maybe couldn't quite get round.
Turn the bike.
If you gate against reserves, is it easier to hold them off than if you gate against Paco, Lassie? I mean, you'll end up riding against all these guys, but for me, James Pearson was probably their key man. And actually, as Dave mentioned, the Monarchs were 9 points ahead when the first run-in was called off. But Cammy Brown had kind of set it up that Pearson, I think, had only had one ride at that point, maybe 2, but certainly, Jason Garrett's rides had all been used up. Jack Smith had kind of used at least 2 of his rides up. So Pearson was kind of set, I think, to be the key man the rest of the way there. They don't have that option now, so he's certainly the key man. If Ivacic puts 7, 8, 9, 10 on, they're right in it. If he struggles and scores 2 or 3, then I think the Monarchs will have enough to win it handily.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
Yeah, me too as well. I mean, I think Ivacic did get better in his second race at Armadale. So as you say, I do expect him to score some points, but it's up to Monarchs to go ahead and make sure we're taking advantage, because I think they are potentially a little bit weak there, but they're only weak if we turn up. If we put in weak performances, then they will go and capitalise on it, and they've got a chance to get into the playoffs. They've got to win on Friday and Sunday, really. Although you never know, if Workington's rained off, then maybe one win might be enough for them. So they've got enough to fight for. I mean, you never really need any edge in a Scottish derby, but we're desperate to get off the bottom of that table, and they're desperate to get in the playoffs. So there's definitely a little bit extra for both teams to go for.
Yeah, and as we say, just nice. I don't know his marital status, but just nice. There's no weddings or anything for any of the Glasgow 1 to 7 this weekend.
Oh, you cynic! You old cynic!
But as we mentioned, it is potentially the last Monarchs Championship. It's certainly the last league action of the season. That doesn't mean that the season is finished at Armadale. There is further National Development League matches and a Youth Championship to come, but it all starts this Friday with a visit of the Glasgow Tigers in the Championship. 7:30 your tapes up. Tickets are available now at www.edinburghmonarchs.co.uk/tickets. For those that can't make it along, then myself and Mike will be on the live stream, edinburghmonarchs.co.uk/EMTV. And very handily there, Dave has created a couple of snazzy QR codes. So if you're watching this on anything that isn't your phone, use your phone to scan them, and that'll take you directly to those links as well. As we say, it's a big match. When I got kicked out, I had to jump back here and as a guest, so I can't see any comments coming in. Dave, is there any of the fans with much to say?
So not a huge amount. We're really just talking about your Kieran's in with your T-shirt again with the. Hold on, I'll get them on. I've got another different view for that, so you'll get to see them now. But Kieran has with a T-shirt, and Liam Carlisle, and I can never always get his name wrong. Reserve performances will be huge. Hopefully, a good showing for Max and Connor, and Stevie Lumsden there's picking on John as well. So it's
he's on holiday just now. He's clearly had one pina colada too many, I think. I mean, he's absolutely right, but he's got.
But not a lot of Speedway type comment there. But yeah, I'm sure we're all desperate, hopefully, for a big win for the Monsters. Go out this. We've not had a lot of things to shout about this season, but it'd be good to have something to shout about on Friday night.
I think the boy Liam's comments there is fair about the reserves playing a huge part on Friday night. We all know what Ben Barker and Chris Harris are capable of at Armadale. We know what Josh and Paco and Lassie are capable of. It's whether we can get those points. I think I looked at the programme on Friday after the defeat at Poole, and it's just such an imbalance looking at what the Poole reserves had scored, what our reserves had scored. And to me, that's where the 4-point difference was.
But yeah, I think was it 11-3? Was that the final tally at reserve? And all you're asking is them to keep you. If they match the score in the away reserves, then it just gives us a platform to build on, doesn't it? But it's a 1-7 performance that will be required on Friday. As we say, 7:30 is your tapes up in that one. The following week is a slightly earlier kick-off. Our start time is 7 p.m. A National Development League double header. Although it sounds like it's 3 matches, because the first match is against Sheffield Scunthorpe, as they've got a joint team, and then Bellevue, of course, isn't it? So that'll be exciting. A good chance to see William Cairns, who will be at Armadale twice, hopefully, before the end of the season, with the Youth Championship meeting on the 14th of September also. But before all of that, as we say, I'll give the plug one more. You can get that snazzy graphic up one more time, Dave. It is the Edinburgh Monarchs versus the Glasgow Tigers on Friday. edinburghmonarchs.co.uk/tickets is your link for that. And then if you can't make it along and want to watch the live stream, edinburghmonarchs.co.uk/EMTV, or chuck your phone camera over either of those QR codes there, and those will take you directly to the links. Not too much else to go over. A few other things. So looking at the programme, I think we do have some Northern Junior League on Friday. So if there is, obviously please stay back and support the kids in that one. Championship League Riders Championship, worst named competition in all of Speedway, still to come on the 15th of September. Monarchs will have at least one participant. It was originally meant to be 2, Josh and Justin. Obviously Justin will now miss out. I've not seen any confirmation as to if Paco will be stepping into that one, or how they rejig the averages, but certainly Josh Pickering in that one, so still a chance. It's an individual, but it's an individual with a Monarchs race bib on, isn't it? So still a chance for the Monarchs to take a little bit of glory should Josh do the job in that one. We're getting to that stage of the season. I don't know about you guys. I was out walking the dog this morning and it was cold. By 8:30 tonight it'll be dark. This is when Speedway gets good, doesn't it? Unfortunately, there's maybe not going to be the big cup finals and stuff, but Speedway under the lights, that's what it's all about. A derby under the lights doesn't get much better than that.
Yeah, fantastic. Yeah, that's, as we said last week, those days when we're the finals. And hey, look, I'm still the optimistic man that thinks we can go to Scunthorpe and then run them close. But so we may still have that match to come. But yeah, more realistically, Friday night might be the end of the season. I noticed the guys at the track today were saying it was cold today as well. But yeah, get your jacket on, get yourself for some hot Speedway action on Friday night.
Yeah, the Tower could be a cold place in the winter when the wind hits, but you wouldn't replace it for anything. You want the Speedway under the lights, you want drama, and we could get that in spades on Friday night if previous Scottish derbies are to go by. So We can only hope it isn't the last time we see the Monarchs. We do hope for a bit of a minor miracle that they can go to Scunthorpe and turn it around. But, let's worry about Friday night first and foremost and turning over the Tigers and getting ourselves off the bottom of the table.
Yep, as John says, let's worry about the Tigers first and foremost. Friday night at 7:30. Myself, John and Dave will all be there. We hope you will be too. Then myself and Dave will be back to review all the action after with the EMTV Friday Focus. But as always, until then, John, Dave, thank you very much. Thank you very much to everyone for watching, and goodbye.
Bye for now.